Corey, obviously, quite the ending to that one. Can you just walk us through what the last couple of minutes have been like since the fight?
I mean, I'm over it now. I'm not over it, but a coach of mine told me in college you got 5 minutes of salt. I had those 5 minutes. I jumped in the shower. Nothing we can do about it now. It's very upsetting, especially because I broke him. You can't say that I wasn't winning the fight and the clash happened. Um, yeah, it is what it is. I went out there and did exactly what I was supposed to do. Like I said, I was going to do. I was going to go out there and dominate. He can't handle my wrestling, the ground and pound. And I was pacing myself, and I knew the fourth round it was going to be over. Like I told the coaches, like they were screaming, "Go, go, go!" And I just felt like I had my head to his chest, and I can hear him like gargling for air, and I knew like fourth round, just take him down and finish him then. But there's a good sport in me. I saved him myself. I hit the head. Well, I felt the heads hit, and the ref was like, "Keep going, keep going." And I said, "I headbutted him," and that's why they stopped it. So if I wouldn't have said nothing, in 3 seconds would have been over, and I'd be the champ. But the good sport in me, it is what it is.
Can you just talk a little bit about that final sequence? Obviously, you were grappling. He was trying to, make adjustments and try to improve his position. And just, do you feel like it was just one of those freak incidents to happen in the cage?
Yeah, I mean, he had the underhook, and if I would have stuck to the game plan, just weathered the storm, and then came in the fourth round and just did the same thing, it would have went different. But the coach was like, "Let's go, open up, open up." So I was gonna try to finish by blowing his lungs as much as I can in the third, to where in the third or in the fourth he would come out and just quit for me. He would just fall down. So I mean, things happen. I got a little over aggressive, I guess you can say, or things just freak accidents. It happens. It's a fight game.
Most would figure now the next move, Bellator rebooks it, same thing, $1 million, the title, everything else on the line. I mean, how soon do you want to try to make that happen?
I mean, I would like to go as soon as possible, but we're in the medical tent next to each other, and the one the cut, he got to get plastic surgery for that, and the other in the cut, I guess I crushed his orbital, so he's gonna be out for a while on that as well. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to push the fight back as long as he can, maybe even to 2023, which I hope not. But as soon as possible, I would like to get it over with, so I can move on, get this money, and go back to living my life with my family, and not in training camp for a year straight like I have been.
Is it safe to say you are not going to entertain any other option until you're able to settle this and get essentially, that fight with everything that was going to come along with it?
Not unless they turn around and say, "All right, you the champ. Here's the belt. Here's $1 million. Let's move on." Until that happens, I know I'm the champ. You guys can't say anything else. I don't care what the casuals say. I don't care what the media say. We saw the accidental headbutt, but you guys saw the 15 minutes. You saw what happened. First round, yeah, it was a lot closer. But second and third, you can't tell me there was no way he was going to score that towards him. I am the champ.
To say it simply, Corey, we talked about it. You've got wins over the UFC champions.
And now
You
I got the Bellator champ too.
do you feel you're the best light heavyweight in the world as we sit here?
I've been saying it for years. So what you mean? It ain't gonna change my mind. My mind don't change. I am the best. I've said it, I believe it, and I know it. Now I really know it. I just went out there and dominated. I didn't just beat him, I broke him. The guy they said is untouchable. It's on untouchable run. Nobody's ever touched him since he got into the Bellator cage. Can he go out there and make it 9 or 10, however it was? The answer is no.
Thank you.
I know there's a language barrier between you and your opponent, but was there any words exchanged after between you guys or his coaches or anything?
The only thing, like I said, the only thing that was upsetting me was one of his coaches was saying, "You didn't win. You didn't win." Accident head, but like the fight was close, whatever. But like you know how this goes, man. But I told Nemkov at the end, like, "Yo, it's not your fault." Shook his head fair. At first, I was a poor sport about it. I threw the bottle. I turned around. I didn't want to shake his hand, but I came back. I got my bearings back. Like that's not right. It's not his fault. It was an accidental headbutt. Keyword accident. So I shook his hand like a man and said, "We're gonna run it back. Let's go." But then one of his coaches came like, "You didn't win. You didn't win," and that what made me angry.
Thank you.
Corey, you had your ups and downs in your career. Tonight, the biggest fight of your career, you looked more impressive than you ever have, in my opinion. Is there confidence to take away from that, even given this really disappointing result?
Why wouldn't it be? Of course. I just went out there and dominated the man. Nobody can touch in Bellator. I just went out there and schooled them. I mean, I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. But everybody said, "Oh, you can't touch him. Corey's not gonna come close to that $1 million check. Corey never come close to that Bellator title." I was out there and took it. I took it, but thanks to an accidental headbutt, I don't get to go home with it. or the $1 million check. And it sucks. It don't just sucks for me, but it sucks for my family, especially my wife. 'Cause I know how much she invests in this. I can see her sitting in the crowd right now fighting back her tears. And I know it's going to be tough for both of us, but we're going to get over it because she's my biggest support and I support her. So we're going to make it through. We're going to come back next time. We're going to make sure it don't go to that accident.
Hey, Corey, I was curious if you could maybe look in the mirror and 16-year-old version of you, obviously, despite the results here, it's a bit not great, but again, you looked career best. What would you say to the 16-year-old version of yourself right now?
I mean, you don't know the 16-year-old version of myself. So the 16-year-old version of myself was a fat, lazy kid playing video games with no dreams of playing sports at all. So I would look at him and be like, wow, what the hell happened to you? But now I would just say, if you just listen to what your coaches and everything told you your whole life, you work hard and believe, work hard and believe, work hard and believe. People say it all the time. And you think it's so cliche because they say you can be whatever you want to be. You work hard, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do it. Don't listen to the doubters. And I would tell them, get on the horse early. It took me till I was 19 or 20 before I really clicked into this mindset I have now. So if I could have did that at 16, I would have won a state champion in high school. I would have probably went D1. Who knows? I might have pursued the Olympics instead of fighting. So today, if I look back at my 16-year-old self a half a lifetime ago, I would say, get up off that couch, quit playing them video games, let's get to work.
Last one for me again, and we know how much you value your family and friends. Can you walk me through the immediate reaction that they had if you had a moment with them post-fight?
I mean, the biggest thing, when we talked to the judge or the ref and everybody in the cage, I asked, is it no contest or what? And they said, no, it goes to the scorecard. It was halfway through the fight. So we knew, we dominated the last 2 rounds. So I look at my family, they celebrating. I hit my chest, my big brother, my wife is down there in tears, my mom in tears, because this is what we've been after forever. I jump up in the cage and I dance, act a little out of character, whatever you want to call it, but I'm excited. And then to find out that, nope, it doesn't happen because there was 3 seconds left, I could see the emotion drain on their face. And I saw it hit my mom when I threw my bottle because she knew something was wrong. When I threw the water bottle, I saw my mom's face go from, and she started crying. I could see because we've worked for this. She know how much I put into it, how much I sacrificed from the family. I moved from home and told them I'm not coming home until I'm a champion. That was my moment. I was going to be the champion. I finally did what I said I was going to do. I won't be home until I'm a champion. So the thing, he said exactly what he's going to do. He's not coming home to the champion, and the belt just slipped away from me that way. You can only imagine the emotion going through my family. My brother called me this morning and was like, yo, we've been preparing this for your whole life. Since your first street fight in school, from fighting those kids on the bus, from wrestling, it's all been to this moment. We trained for this. This is it. This is your moment. Go get it. And then for it to fall away that way, you got to feel like I'm hurting, but I can only imagine they hurting. Like I said, I know my wife is hurting. She motivates me every day. Those tough days, I come home from the training, limping in, I'm hurting, I'm beat up, and she just come rub my head and say, baby, it's okay. Keep working. It's almost there. Nobody works like you work. You got this, baby. It's almost there. The belt is yours. $1 million is ours. We got this. We are the champs. We got this. She give me a little note. I got the note right here in my pocket. She give me a note every fight. Keep me motivated. That's my baby. That's my wife. I do this for her and my kids. And to see this happen at the belt, we train for every day, and the belt to slip away because of 3 seconds and an accidental headbutt, it hurts. Not just her, but it hurts me because the time I took away from my family for this, I got to do it again.
So Corey, would you like to follow up on the roller coaster of emotions? Seemed like earlier today you were really happy, relaxed. In my opinion, that's like a very dangerous fighter, a guy who's not stressing about the fight. He knows he's got it in the bag. After the fight was over, the ring girls were bringing the check with your name on it, and then they took it away. I mean, this must drive you crazy. I mean, are you settling down? Are you feeling normal again after? Because that must have been a crazy few minutes there, right?
I knew it was real when the check went back out the cage. I saw it came in. That's when I really got excited. Then I turned around and was walking down the stairs. But like I said, the money was never the motivation for me. The belts is what I want. I wanted 2 belts. I wanted to jump on the cage and hold those, slap those, point at my family, and run down and give it to my mom. Hug my wife with the Grand Prix belt, give the light heavyweight belt to my mom, let my family come down and pet that belt, take it to my son in the morning. But when they realized I wasn't going to get it, it all just went away that fast.
And from a technical standpoint, I mean, I apparently saw some holes in Nemkov's game from the way the fight was going up to that point. Can you predict a finish next time?
I mean, you saw what I did this time. I ain't going to change it. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. I told y'all when I came to Bellator, the game plan, as my coach said, you can go back and train as you want. This film of what you do been out there for 8 years. If you couldn't got prepared enough to stop it this time, it ain't going to be much different. It's going to be that much better for me.
Thank you.